Good morning, children. Are you ready to attend the class? Okay. So, dear children, we completed second lesson of geography, physical features of India. That already we completed. And next we have to start first lesson of geography. We don't want to make confusion. Second lesson already we completed. And today we can start first lesson of geography. What is the name of the lesson, you know? India, size and location. India, size and location. Very simple lesson. Few basic things you have to understand from this lesson. All other things you studied about India in your 7th standard, 6th standard and all. So, we can discuss. Not a lengthy chapter, very easy. Okay. And first we can discuss few basic things of India. You know, India is one of the ancient civilizations of the world. Pazhaya oru samskaramana Indian samskaram. Okay, Indian civilization. India achieved a socio-economic development or a progress during the last 5 decades. You know, 5 decades, 50 years. So soon after the independence, you know that before that in your history portions you studied that nearly more than 200 years Europeans ruled India, and completely it was in a restricted position, or India there is no progress in case of all activities. So after getting freedom, independence, 1947, Indian government taken or improved the planning, 5-year plans especially, and they given more importance to the basic needs of the people, basic needs of the country, the starting of the first 5-year plans. So from that we started our journey. So last 50 decades, you just ask your grandparents and what was the condition before 50 years. If they can remember, they will tell you. So my dear children, we can see a developmental activities from last 50 years. And especially India achieved a remarkable progress in the field of agriculture, industry, technology and overall economic development. India, I informed you first 5-year plan, India started after the independence, given more importance to the agricultural activities. Why India given more importance to the agricultural activities or given more, spent more money? You know that Europeans of colonization, the Europeans thought about their own profit only. They didn't think about the prosperity or the wealth of nation of India. So the farmers, they have no power to grow the crops of food grains, especially the cash crops, especially indigo and some other things they are cultivating. For what purposes? For commercial purposes of the Europeans. So because of that, there were the shortage of the food grains and all. Most of the land it is cut and cleared and used for the production of the cash crops. So soon after the independence, the Indian government understood that we have to give more importance first to the agricultural activities. After one by one plans, Indian government initiative to develop the factories, industries and also secondary activities. Agriculture is known as a primary activity. So after that given importance to the secondary activities. Step by step, Indian government developed all economic activities in a proper way. So we can see a series of developmental activities, a series of development took place in India. So my dear children, because of that last few years we can see the development of agriculture industry, and technologically India got a well position, or India is standing in a good position. So and also it is saying that Indian youth, they are skilled, able, and also talented youth are there. India's population, we can understand that more the youngsters are there. Where there is a more youngsters are there, that country, it shows the indicator of the development. You know, India got a second position in case of population, isn't it? So, but India's youngsters are more while we are observing the chart or the diagram of population. Got it? So, my dear children, India last few decades, 50 decades, we can understand that. Sorry, 5 decades or 50 years, we can understand that India developed a lot in case of all economic activities. India's contribution to the making of the world history also remarkable. ലോക ചരിത്രത്തിലേക്ക് ഇന്ത്യയുടേതായിട്ടുള്ള വലിയ സംഭാവനകൾ ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ട് എന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്. Got it? These are the basic things we have to understand about India. Not only India is the largest country, 7th largest country, and in case of population, India got the second position. First China. Don't worry, India will get first position. I think it is not far away from us. So, my dear children, next, you know that we have to understand what is the location of India. Location of India. India, a vast country, means it is the 7th largest country and lying entirely in the northern hemisphere. I will show you hemispheres. We can discuss it. Before that, I will tell you few points. And it is India completely or entirely, it is in northern hemisphere, and Tropic of Cancer divide the country into 2 equal parts, and to the southeast and southwest of mainland there it is the Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Lakshadweep Islands. And also Andaman and Nicobar Islands are in Bay of Bengal and Lakshadweep Islands are in the Arabian Sea. These are the basic things we have to understand about the location. One more time, that means India is a vast country or large country lying entirely in the northern hemisphere. You know? Can you see? Yes, it is a axis, imaginary line. It is axis. We cannot see this axis directly. Am I right? Yes. And we can see that northern hemisphere, that means equator is the equator divides the globe into, that means 2 halves. It is a northern hemisphere and it is a southern hemisphere. From here to here it is a southern hemisphere, and from here to here it is a northern hemisphere. Can you see? Can you see where it is India? Yes, India. In which hemisphere India is? Yes, India is in the northern hemisphere. Entirely India's position is, it is in northern hemisphere. Now you got it, what this sentence means. Am I right? Yes. And so these are the important points related with the location of India. Okay, next my dear children, we can discuss size. First we discussed the location, then next we have to discuss size of India. The land area of India, the total land area of India, it is 3.28 million square kilometers. total land area of India, it is 3.28 million square kilometers. 3.28 million square kilometers is the land area of India. I think there is no confusion. And you have to understand one thing. This 3.28 million square kilometers, it is 2.4% of the total geographical area of the world. Don't make a confusion. 2.4% world. What is the total geographical area of India? Land area of India? Sorry, geographical area of India? 3.28 million square kilometers. It is 2.4% only out of world as a whole. ലോകത്തിലെ മൊത്തം എടുത്താൽ ഇന്ത്യയുടെ geographical area, it is 2.4%. Have you got it? Yes. And not only, already you know that India's position in case of size, that already we discussed. What is the India's position in case of size? 7, isn't it? India is the 7th largest country. India is the 7th largest country. So, can you say which are the other from in order 1 to 6? Yes, very simple. It is clearly given in your textbook in a diagram. Okay, bar diagram, you can see that what is the position of India and what are the other countries from 1 to 6 according to the position, size of the nation. First, who is first in first place? Russia. Second, who is? Yes, it is Canada. Third, who? Yes, it is USA. Fourth, who is that? China. Who is in fifth position? Brazil. And who is in last position? Australia. So, my dear children, Russia, Canada, USA, China, Brazil and Australia, these are the countries 1 to 6th. So, India got the 7th position in case of size. And India has a land boundary. What is the land boundary? India Kara Adirthi Pangidunathu etra area aanu? Kara Adirthi ullathu. Karayayittu allengil land area or boundary of a land area. Yes, so what is the land boundary of India? It is, how much it is? 15,200 kilometers. Land boundary of India is 15,200 kilometers are land boundary. Okay, and dear children, total length of the coastline, Teerapradeshathinte vyapti. Okay, coastline including Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep is 7,516.6 kilometers. 7,516.6 kilometers. So this is the coastline of India. And so you understood what is the land boundary of India. It is 15,200 kilometers. And what is the coastline of India? It is 7,516.6 kilometers. And India bounded by the Young-Fold Mountains. Before that, one more time I will tell you, and because of the size of India, India is the 7th largest country. Other 6 states, countries are 1 to 6, it is Russia, Canada, USA, China, Brazil and Australia. Okay, and India shared the land boundary area, it is 15,200 kilometers, and India's coastline, it is 7,516.6 kilometers. And also India bounded by the Young-Fold mountains in the northwest. Who is that? Himalayan mountains. Am I right? Okay. And it is bounded by Himalayan mountains or a Young-Fold mountains. Himalaya is young and energetic. Got it? Okay. And Arabian Sea in the west and Bay of Bengal in its east side. Northwest side, it is Himalaya, and in the west side, Arabian Sea, and in the east side, Bay of Bengal. And if you are observing the map, you can see that India, you can see that east-west extension appears smaller than the north-south extent of India. I think India's east-west it is smaller, east from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh. It is smaller while comparing to the north-south. While comparing to the north-south, east-west it is smaller. India's size, can you see? Yes. And dear children, from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh. Where is Gujarat? Yes, where is Gujarat? Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh. Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh. India's size is smaller while comparing to south to north. Okay. And that's the, once again, my dear children, there is a time lag of another one speciality about the size of India. While we are discussing, we have to understand one more thing. That is, while we are discussing about the time of India, we can see one strange thing. You know, the sun rises 2 hours earlier in Arunachal Pradesh. Got it? Than Gujarat. Because of the longitudinal extent of India. For example, I'll tell you one thing. If the sun rises in Arunachal Pradesh at 4 p.m., early morning 4 p.m., the same sun would rise at 6 a.m. in Gujarat. You are wonder about it? Don't worry. Once again, I'll tell you. Where it is Arunachal Pradesh, this side. Where it is in Gujarat, this side. So, the sun is rising in Arunachal Pradesh morning 4 o'clock, but the sun is rising in here, Gujarat, it is 6 o'clock only. Is there 2 suns are there? No, only 1 sun, but the time is different. So we will feel some difficulties. Okay, that is why we took a standard time meridian. Okay, IST. And that the sun rises 2 hours earlier in Arunachal Pradesh than in Gujarat. So my dear children, for that how it is, or before that the longitudinal and latitudinal differences. I will show you and draw it in the board. These are known as longitudes. And these are latitudes. So you understood already, you studied in your lower classes longitudes and latitudes. This also 0 degree and this also 0 degree. Got it? 0 degree. This is 0 degree equator. This line also 0 degree. Got it? From here to here it is 180 degree. Here to here it is 180 degree. So 180 plus 180, 360 degree. The sphere it is 360 degree. These all basic things you studied in your 7th and 6th classes. Okay? And these imaginary or longitude, these imaginary lines that runs around the earth vertically. Which imaginary line? First we can take the longitudes. These are imaginary lines. No one didn't draw these lines on earth. Got it? These are imaginary lines. It is from up to that means up to downward. And also it is vertically, or vertically we can see from north pole to south pole. Got it? And these are known as meridians also. Longitudes also known as meridians. And the latitudes. These lines are known as latitudes. This is 0 degree latitude. It is equator. And these are, you heard that Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle, Antarctic Circle. You heard it. You studied in your 7th standard. Am I right? Yes. So my dear children, these are the longitudes and these are the latitudes. Why these two we are studying? Sometimes presently when we are going in unknown places, we are searching the Google map to locate the place. How it is possible? It is possible because of this longitude and latitude. If you are getting the degree, we can calculate and we can see that these grids. If you are getting the east-west directions or degrees, we can locate the place. In these grids, these are known as grids. And these intersection points, it's shown, or it will help us to, or these latitudes and longitudes help us to locate a space. And also it helps to find out the location, time, day and night, etc. I think you got it, the specialities of the latitudes and longitudes. Here I am not at all taking more because you already studied. It is basic things you studied in your 6th and 7th classes. Okay. And dear children, these both these, that means longitudes and latitudes are very important role in determining time, dates, location of the places, etc. Got it? And Mirzapur is a place in Uttar Pradesh, and this is a standard meridian of India passing through Mirzapur. That it is known as a standard time. Because first we saw that Arunachal Pradesh, if it is a 4 o'clock, that sun is rising means the same sun is rising in Gujarat only at 6 o'clock. So there is a time lag of 2 hours. Am I right? So there will be more problems related with that. If I got an exam in Arunachal Pradesh, means I have to reach there early. But if I am starting from here, it is very difficult to reach me. So it will create more problems, practical difficulties for the functioning of all the activities. So we have to take a standard time schedule. So that is why Mirzapur, that is a time meridian, it is passing in Mirzapur through Uttar Pradesh. So that it is taking as a standard meridian. And we discussed the time lag of 2 hours. So it is a standard meridian is needed to solve these all problems about the 2 hours differences of a 2 hours time lag of Gujarat and Arunachal Pradesh. Such a way it is different areas in different times as a whole, India as a whole. It will create more problems. That is why we take a standard time meridian. Got it? And Kanyakumari, if you are going or taking Kanyakumari is close to the equator. While we are checking, Kanyakumari is close to the equator. So what it is happening? And where is Kashmir? Kashmir is far from the equator. If Kanyakumari is near to the equator, Kashmir is far away from the equator. So what will happen? This means that Kanyakumari is at a lesser latitude compared to the Kashmir. Kashmir higher altitude, Kanyakumari is lesser latitude. Okay. In equator receives direct sunlight. This is the equator. This is the equator. So here the sun is there. So direct sunlight will get directly the sunlight it is falling. So equator area extreme climate or a direct sunlight is getting. So the duration between day and night would hardly be felt at Kanyakumari. Duration of day and night hardly will felt in which area? Kanyakumari. Why it is hardly felt this day and night? Because Kanyakumari is near to the equator. The sunlight is getting directly. That is why. I think you got all these things related with the size. Understood? So my dear children, what are the things we discussed today? Yes, we started a new lesson, lesson 1, India, size and location. First we discussed the location of India and India's specialities, India's relation, etc. And the location, we can understand that it is which are the area. Also we discussed longitude and latitudes. What is the importance of this longitude and latitude? How it helps to locate the places? What are the uses of this longitude and latitude? I think you got it, my dear children. Everyone should read this topic well, and if you have any doubt you can ask me. I will clarify it. And if you have to read the 7th standard textbook, the basic things about the latitude and longitude. If you have textbook, you can read it. Okay, and we will meet again next class. Okay, thank you.